Wow, more controversy. Things are going great in TADC land. Surprisingly enough, this one doesn't involve pedophiles or racists or Nazis, which I'm sad to say came as quite a shock to me, but no, it's about the fact that apparently Glitch has been terminating quite a few different contracts in different countries so that they can't show the last act in their cinemas. And to be fair, this kind of happened briefly before, but then it was explicitly stated that it was because of censorship and that Glitch refused to censor the episode, which is absolutely 100% fair. But in these cases, no reason has been provided. And I don't think it has to do with censorship because these are companies that are coming out themselves trying to reach out to Glitch and Glitch is supposedly ignoring them. And this is like pretty big. It's not just refusing to show in certain countries, it's giving them the hope that they will be presented in those countries and then kind of ripping it away from them last minute. And I'll be entirely honest, in reality, the majority of the blame is most likely on this nameless, faceless distributor, whoever Glitch is working with, that probably demands exclusivity. But regardless, Glitch will be taking the brunt of responsibility for this. They are the face of the company, they are the ones who asked people to reach out, and now they are the ones ignoring people asking them to speak out on why these contracts were terminated. And whilst it's not necessarily related to the release drama, it doesn't help that they had a massive controversy involving a significant portion of their voice actors that was handled in such a disingenuous and careless manner, especially from the literal creator of the show, that it completely alienated a strong part of the Black viewer base for the show and thus for the company Glitch altogether. And I can't help but think back to when this all originally got leaked and I said it was probably fake because if it wasn't, it'd be the stupidest choice in the history of choices. And nothing has proved me wrong yet. Nothing about this has brought on the amazing benefits that everyone swore it would. If anything, it's just taken the reputation of TADC and Glitch as a whole and just ran it straight into the dirt. Truly, the only thing I think the cinema release is doing for Glitch is getting them a few more bucks whilst at the expense of ruining their credibility as an accessible underdog to indie animation pioneering the big fights against massive corporations with their conservative values. Not only do I believe that narrow-minded big corporations that already see animation as a lesser art form aren't going to start taking Glitch seriously after all of this discourse and controversy, I think Glitch has shifted its own perception to be more akin with those cold-hearted corporations that they kind of base their whole brand off of being not like. And whilst I'm no marketing major, I feel like that's a pretty big hit. And I swear I'm not being a hater because regardless of how I feel about Glitch, I hate massive corporations even more. And I don't want them to use this as an excuse as to why they will never give another indie animation company a chance ever again. Or just as a reason to continue looking down on animation as a whole. I just can't fathom them coming out of this whole messy situation with any more respect from these massive corporations than they had before. Or maybe it really just is a money thing and the financial opportunity that this presents was too good to look over, of which I'm really kind of hoping it is now because the reputation is just not there. So yeah, to recall, this whole thing started off with a big portion of the fan base being alienated, then we had a pit stop for some racism and weird shit in between there, and now corporations are being alienated because Glitch is randomly canceling and terminating contracts with them for no reason. Oh, and the cherry on top is, if Gooseworks is to be believed, episode 9 isn't even finished yet. We are nearly a month away from the release date. Nope, not done. Oh, if ever there was a time y'all should hope this woman was lying to your faces, it should be now. Glitch made a statement again, something I feel like I'm saying a million times a day recently. So they kind of addressed the situation at hand, but kind of didn't, which practically sums up every apology that has come out of this clusterfuck for the past few weeks. They don't really address the situation with them ghosting either the Korean distributor and the Australian distributor, which at least for one of these cases makes sense if legal proceedings are going on, which I feel like they most likely will do. But if this part in the statement here is referring to the Korean distributor, I feel like it gives us a pretty clear image on what happened, at least the bigger picture. Remember, this is all alleged, but referencing between Glitch and the Korean distributor's post on Twitter, it seems the distribution company gave Glitch a contract that essentially said they would have to send the movie to them at some point in time so they could screen it, rate it, etc. Glitch allegedly received this contract, looked it over, and signed it. Then the cinemas and the distribution company put in a lot of money to promote the movie. But one day, Glitch is randomly like, actually no, terminates the contract and ghosts the company completely. The Korean distribution company claims that there was no communication, it was done entirely unilaterally, whereas Glitch seems to maintain that it was a security issue. Keep in mind that is only if this part of the statement is indeed referencing the Korean distribution company. If that is the case, then it wasn't homophobia or because the episode wasn't finished like everyone was assuming, it was because Glitch was scared they would leak it. So to clarify, Glitch allegedly signs a contract understanding that the movie would have to be distributed for screening and rating, and then breaks out of that contract with no communication because they were scared that the movie was going to be leaked all of a sudden. I am merely a 20-year-old psychology student who knows nothing about law, and even I know that's illegal as fuck. Okay, like they're not gonna go to jail, but that's like really bad, dude. You can't randomly breach contract because you feel like it. And the thing is, I think Glitch is significantly bigger than this company. So this is essentially the little indie guy that we're supposed to be sticking up for, shitting on someone way smaller than them. Again, if this is the case. And I know we're not supposed to feel bad for companies, but I don't care. I do. They seem so sad when it initially happened on their Twitter. And again, maybe I'm getting manipulated, and if it is, fuck them. I don't know, man. I don't think they'd go out of their way to get an injunction, which is a court order to basically make Glitch give them the movie or make them pay the money that they've lost in promotion. But as someone said in the comments of the other video, lawsuits are not inherently indicative of morality or who is right and wrong, so we will just have to wait and see how this plays out. Before I end this video though, I want to take a look at Glitch's whole statement because I think they do something very interesting in it. If everything I said about why Glitch canceled on their Korean distributor is true, then that means that censorship really wasn't at play here. And I'm very much assuming that censorship isn't at play with the Australian distributor because Glitch is literally based in Australia. And I bring that up because it's safe to say that these two companies are at the center of this controversy that would make Glitch release a statement in the first place. Yet, for some reason, in their statement, Glitch cites censorship as the first reason to why they're ghosting and not responding to people. You see what I'm getting at here? Glitch bringing up censorship in a conversation where it's not really warranted feels almost manipulative. It feels like they're already trying to temper people's reactions to them doing something extremely shitty, allegedly, by reminding people of how cool and awesome they are for standing up to censorship. It also fuels the idea that a lot of fans already had that censorship was indeed the issue here, and because Glitch speaks English and the other side doesn't, most people are gonna take Glitch's word at face value and not even bother to check out the other side. A lot of people are going to take it as, okay, censorship was the reason why they cut contact with them, which might not even inherently be the case. It's technically not wrong for them to say because they have had issues with censorship, but it feels weird to bring up now if it isn't actually a factor in this current situation. See guys, media literacy can be used for more than hating purple bunnies and blue dictators. But yeah, that's a bit of clarification on everything that's happened, and we really do just have to wait and see. I'll let you guys leave with a bit of good news though. It seems that South Korean TIDC fans are absolutely eating Glitch up in the quote retweets of their initial statement, so
So you mean to tell me in the span of 3 weeks, Michael Kovac and Ashley Nichols were outed for racist behavior? The CEOs of Glitch put out a statement disavowing racism not in their own voice cast, but in a Glitch Productions store after a fan was influenced by Michael and Ashley's racist behavior. They condemned those actions only to immediately hire Aaron Hansen, a notorious racist, for their next show, Gameaverse, which turned out to be a shit show full of fan service. Even though Glitch built a portion of their brand identity on respecting female characters, they decided to have an immense amount of fan service. Jake Neutron, the creator of Jack's Toy, allegedly got outed for acting creepy towards minors. Gooseworks was caught thirsting over incest on Twitter. Now the entire ending of episode 9 of The Amazing Digital Circus got leaked. All in the span of 3 weeks, mind you. I'm sure a lot of talented and hardworking animators worked on the last act. This isn't targeted at them, but I'm fully laughing at the voice cast and the CEOs for acting as though they condemn racism and then immediately acting a fucking fool. For having treated their female characters with respect for so long only to make so much fan service. Fan service isn't inherently wrong, but you contradicted your brand identity. And that's not a crime, it's just stupid. Glitch Productions is a PR nightmare.
This is the real world, and you need to wake up!
You dare challenge Megamind!
This town isn't big enough for 2 supervillains.
Oh, you're a villain, all right. Just not a super one.
Yeah? What's the difference?
Presentation!
You know, Peter, I hate to say I told you so, but, yeah! In your fucking face, fuckwad!
You're gone.
I'm a mess, 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 mess. I'm a mess, 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 mess. I'm a mess in distress, but we're still the best. Stress, fearless, say yes. We don't dress to impress.
I'm not laughing. I'm not. Believe this. Wow, that was the worst piece of crap I've ever seen.
Oh my God, that was an abomination. That was awful.
Sit through that. My ass is actually sore. My ass is actually sore.
Thank God the TADC movie got leaked. With all the shit that happened, I'm shocked it didn't happen sooner. And guess what? Gooseworks doesn't give 2 shits, mind you. Other good people have worked on this show for years, like the animators, and she literally doesn't care. Mind you, the ending is also shit. You guys are spending a good £10 for some shitty movie that will leave you all disappointed as shit.